remember my first experience going to the Gathering Inn in Roseville. The Gathering Inn it's actually a pretty cool place. You know, if you're homeless, you know what I mean, go to Roseville. They have a lot of resources, Placer County and everything, and I'll get into that. But I went there, and I had like a caseworker and everything. His name was David, and he seemed hella chill. And he was hella cool, you know what I mean? And I ended up going to a temp agency, and I got this little job, you know what I mean? It was like working like across the street from Thunder Valley. And I remember I told him I had to be there at a certain time, and you know, it was like my first night there, second night there, I can't remember. I think it was like my first night. But he took me there, he dropped me off at the job site, and I was just like shoveling dirt, you know what I mean, for like 6 hours or something like that. And anyways, when it was time for me to be picked up, the people from the shelter never picked me. I mean, they did pick me up, but they didn't pick me up on time. You know what I mean? They came like 3 hours late. You know, they picked me up at like 4 o'clock in the morning, right? 5 or 4 in the morning. You know what I mean? The sun was going to come up pretty much, and I was exhausted. And I stood out there, like right there by Thunder Valley, like just, there was nothing around me. It was just like at this like, you know, like construction site or whatever. And I just stood there like a dumbass for like a couple hours and watched everyone leave, and that was it. And I just, you know, I ended up getting picked up by this guy in a van, and I forgot his name, but it was some wannabe blood from Del Paso Heights, some white boy. But he was like security at the shelter and everything. Anyways, he seemed cool at the beginning and everything, and then we drove to the shelter, and when I got there, he offered me to go in the kitchen and grab something to eat. We went to a church. So I go there, you know what I mean? And after that, people started complaining. I made some cereal, I made something, you know, a couple things to eat. I can't remember exactly what, but I know I ate cereal. Anyway, so all these people in the you know, they were there, they were sleeping or whatever, they woke up and they were complaining about me being too loud or whatever, and I had all these people bitching and complaining, nagging, and they went on about it, you know what I mean? And then the security dude later on, he started going on about it and was like, you know, making little comments under his breath and everything. It was like the whole shelter turned on me, literally. And all I did was bust my ass for 6 hours shoveling dirt, and I get left there till like 3 or 4 in the morning. And then what happens? I become the bad guy, and everyone just the center of attention. And I wasn't being loud. I was trying to be as quiet as possible, and it was about ready. It was at that time for everyone to wake up. So that sucked, you know what I mean? That shit was bullshit. So after that, I decided never to go back there. I'm like, fuck this place. I told the people at the job, I'm like, I can't do this. And, you know, told them I'm homeless, and I went there and I picked up my only check. It was for like 1 day. And then they like kind of like tossed it at me. It was hella rude and shit. I felt like saying something, but I didn't. And, you know, it was rough. And then the people from the Gathering Inn, sometimes the staff would see me and they would pull up like, why aren't you going to go to the shelter? You know, like I'm missing out or something. And I tried to stay away from the shelter for that reason. And because I don't want to be in a predicament where I'm in a conflict, you know what I mean? The people there, you know, and not all of them are good people. So I didn't want to be in that kind of situation where I felt like, you know what I mean, I was going to have an issue with someone. And, you know what I mean? Like that experience right there was just messed up. That was just totally wrong. You know, like I'm the one trying to do right. None of those people were working. None of those people were trying to benefit themselves, but they were all talking shit to me, you know, not to me, but like under their breath, complaining and stuff. It ain't my fault they picked me up late. You know what I mean? But anyways, that's my experience when I first started staying at the Gathering Inn, and I didn't like it. Anyways, till next time.